Okay, so in this video, I'm going to be showing you how to create a really lovely graphic in Canva very, very quickly. I'm going to make it slower so I can talk you through the steps, but seriously, you can do this in about 30 seconds. All you need is some product images or some flat lay images that you use for your business if you're service based. That's it. And you can create something really nice in Canva very, very quickly. So let's head over and I'm going to show you what I mean. Okay, so this is the type of design I'm talking about. This is one of my Canva templates. We are going to create this really, really quickly. This is another example. I've just tweaked it slightly. So it's two different designs that you can create in about 30 seconds each. Seriously, these are not difficult to make. So what do you need first of all? First of all, you need your size. I'm going to just add a new page here and I'm going to create it on this, but you can start your design from scratch. The main thing we need is a grid. Now, I love grids. I talk about grids all the time because they are so good at making quick, really lovely designs. Over on the elements section, type in grids. It's this one here. You'll hear me go on about the white clouds, blue sky, green hills. These you can add colors, videos, and images into. We start with 1 and 2 and 3, and as you go down, you get more and more and more in each square. So think about how many images you want to add into it, and then find one that matches it. So I'm going to go for, say, one that has got 5 that looks really nice. Let's go for this one. So click on it, it puts it straight onto your template. I'm going to bring the corner in a little bit because I want to have a border. Okay, so I can then drag this about wherever I want with my mouse. I'm going to line it in the middle. So I've got my pink lines. And I've now got the basis of my design. I've not chosen the exact same ones as these, so I'm going to do something a bit different, but I'm going to show you how quickly you can do this. Next, what do we need? We need some images. Either go over to your upload section where you have got images already, or you can go to the photo section and you can find something in here. I'm going to go for white pumpkin, if I can spell it. And we should hopefully get some nice pumpkin images. These designs here, I have used, these are pro templates in Canvas. So if you want to use free, you will need to search. If you've got pro and you want free images, click the 3 little lines up here and you have this option here to choose free. And then it will just show you everything that Canva has available for free. Now they're not bringing me up so many white pumpkin images at the moment. I suppose there's a few. Let's go with what they've got. So I'll click this one, can drop it in, or click this one, for example. Oh, that's not a great photo, is it? Some of them, you've got to be really selective with the photos in Canva. Some of them are not great at all. You can maybe find a collection. If you could find a collection of photos, you can use all very similar photos. I wonder if these are a collection here. I'm going to click my 3 little dots. Sometimes it will say if it's included in a collection, it will say see collection here. So then you can find all the photos that look very similar. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go over to my uploads. I've got some bird images here that I created using Canva's AI feature. I'm going to use these birds. I like these. I'm just going to drag and drop these birds into this grid. So what Canva does is it automatically adjusts the images for you, so it fits in the individual grid. If you want to move one, if it's not quite where you want it, if it's not showing the part of the image that you want, double click on the individual image, and then you can see the whole image has a transparency. You can then adjust the image to where you want it to fit. Now this is really, really colorful, so I want to change the background color. So I've clicked on the background. I'm going to go up to here, and Canva has now, under photo colors, if I click see all, it's now brought up all the colors for every photo in this design, and it gives you a little example of the photo next to it. So I can now change the color of my background to suit a color within the image. Okay, so I'm going to go for that one. And then like this one here, I've got some information and I've got this lovely white space that matches my background. On here, I can do that as well. I can choose any one of these squares. For example, let's go for this one. Delete the image. And as I said at the beginning, you can add a color into these. So I've clicked on the color box and I'm selecting the same color as the background. So it's now given me this nice space that I can now add some information. Press the T key on your keyboard and you will get a paragraph box up. You can then type into here, let's say the wild bird. Wild, my caps lock is awful. Wild bird collection. I'm going to make it nice and big because I want it to fill this gap. I can add an icon if I wanted to in here. Go back to elements, remove the word grids so that it goes back to the beginning. Type in the word flourish and then see all on the graphics and you get lots of lovely swirls and flourishes. This is a pro one, but you can change it to free if you want to. There we go. And I'm spacing it in the square that I have now made a different color. I'm going to change them both to white by using the color blocks. And I've got an image that I can use very, very quickly. Very different to my pumpkin ones because I couldn't find any pumpkin images. I love these images, but these were made a while back. And it may be that the images have now been removed by Canva. But this is just showing you how you can do this very, very quickly. Now this one here is slightly different with these circles. I will show you that one as well. I'll take that color out. If we go over to elements, back to grids, see all, so we can pick the right one that will work for our design. Depending on your images, of course, it depends on how many images you have. I'm going to go for something like this one. Click off it so that you get rid of the menu. Sometimes you need to have space either side. Drag it in a little bit so I can centralize it. So I've now got this lovely border. I'm going to go over to photos. I'm going to drag and drop some images into this design that match. These are all sort of gradient images. Let's find another gradienty image. Not gradienty, but it matches the colors. So I've now got my images. I can change the background if I want to, but I'm going to leave it. So now I want to add these circles. I like these circles. To add the circles, C key on your keyboard will bring up a blank one. It works with placement. Placement works well on the lines. You wouldn't add it here or here. You wouldn't add it within the image. Possibly up here on the line, but I like adding it on where a line intersects. So I'm going to add one here. And I'm changing the color to the background so it suits the background color. Back over to elements. We need to clear our grids. If you scroll down, you'll come across frames. I love frames as well. I'm going to click the circle one. Reduce the size. I want it smaller than the white circle, and I've layered it on top. Now we can go back to our photos and we can find a photo that matches that you want to add in. It could be your main brand photo, for example. And I've created that. What I'm now going to do is I'm going to copy and paste that circle and I'm going to add it down here. Now, I know I said I like circles on lines. I probably wouldn't put it up here. But if you wanted to have it half in, half out of the design, it gives you some space to write some text as well. And it looks better. It's all aligned. Now you can now use this. You've copied the white one, so it's exactly the same size. You can now use this to write some text. Remember, hit your T key. Gradient showcase, for example. I will now place this on my white circle. So there's lots of different ways you can create these really awesome grid type designs. This is giving you 4. These are very elegant, very white, great for wedding season with the white pumpkins. Autumn wedding seasons, perfect. Very, like I say, very elegant. Then you've got this one, which is probably more akin for maybe a children's book, because it's got these fun, bright images in. And then there's this one, which is very modern, very sort of futuristic, gradient style graphic, very simple, but still looks good. And it just gives you different options to create these style of graphics. I can change the color, actually. I'm looking at that and I'm not liking the color. Can change the color. Like I say, it brings up all the photos here. So I can now pick, say, an orange or a deep purple that matches the colors within my design. So I'm keeping my colors the same. I'm keeping my images the same, and I'm keeping the styling the same. The circles are exactly the same size. I've not got one bigger than the other. I'm keeping it all balanced throughout the design. I hope that has helped you. I hope you now can grasp the idea of how to create a really nice looking graphic very, very quickly. You can understand that you just add in your grid, you add in your photos, and then you change one of the grids to a color, the same as your background, you add in your text box, bit of information, and you've got something that looks good. Because Canva kind of puts it all together for you, you're just adding in the photos and the information. There we go. That's it for this one. I hope you have enjoyed it.